Lily Carter vanished on a stormy Friday night, and Coach Daniel Hayes was the last person seen entering the gym with her, setting off a chain of secrets, jealousy, and betrayal that would shatter their entire community. Evergreen High sat on a quiet hill surrounded by trimmed trees and bright banners that welcomed families with school pride. To anyone passing by, it looked like the kind of place where nothing bad could ever happen. The building was freshly painted, the field was always perfectly lined, and the staff worked hard to maintain a clean, organized image. Parents often said the school felt safe, almost too perfect, as if nothing could disturb its calm routine. Students at Evergreen High followed the same predictable patterns every weekday. They walked to class in groups, filled the hallways with laughter, and shared stories about tests, clubs, and weekend plans. Within this familiar rhythm, Lily Carter stood out in the best possible way. She was known for her bright smile, respectful attitude, and dedication to the cheer team. Teachers praised her for her discipline, and classmates admired how she balanced athletics with top grades. To most people, she seemed to be the kind of student others looked up to. The cheerleading team was one of the school's major points of pride. It had won regional awards and attracted attention from local newspapers. Much of this success was credited to Mr. Daniel Hayes, the young coach who joined the school only 2 years earlier. He was charismatic, energetic, and known for motivating the team to push beyond expectations. Staff members frequently described him as a rising star in the athletic department. Lily and Coach Hayes were both celebrated for their achievements, and their paths crossed naturally through practices and school events. No one questioned their interactions or imagined anything unusual. Everything at Evergreen High appeared ordinary and predictable, giving the town a sense of security. Yet beneath the school's polished reputation, unnoticed cracks had begun to form, setting the stage for a story that would soon shock the entire community. Lily's dedication to cheerleading grew stronger with every season, and her determination made her the team's most reliable performer. She practiced routines long after others went home, pushing herself to perfect every move. Her hard work did not go unnoticed. Coach Hayes often stayed behind to help her refine techniques, praising her commitment to improvement. At first, their interactions seemed harmless, just a motivated student and a supportive coach working toward the same goal. As weeks passed, the bond between them quietly shifted. What started as routine guidance became extra attention that others rarely received. Hayes began offering Lily advice not just about cheerleading but about her future, her college plans, and her personal challenges. Lily felt understood in ways she had never experienced. She thought she had found someone who genuinely believed in her potential without judgment or competition. Their private sessions grew more frequent. Teachers assumed Lily was preparing for upcoming performances, and classmates believed she was simply training harder than everyone else. No one suspected these long hours together were forming an attachment that crossed boundaries neither of them should have approached. To Lily, the connection felt exciting and comforting. To Hayes, it offered a sense of importance he secretly craved. What began as admiration developed into a relationship hidden behind closed gym doors and empty hallways. They convinced themselves it was harmless and temporary, something no one would ever discover. They believed the secrecy protected them. But each decision they made pulled them deeper into a situation they could no longer control. Their growing attachment created a fragile web of emotions built on lies and risks. Without realizing it, they were walking toward a point of no return, unaware that their secret would soon unravel in the most devastating way possible. As the relationship deepened, a noticeable change took place in Coach Hayes. The confidence he once used to guide the cheer team slowly transformed into a quiet possessiveness. He monitored Lily's mood, questioned how she spent her free time, and grew irritated when she talked about friends he didn't approve of. At first, Lily dismissed these behaviors as signs of concern, but over time they became harder to ignore. She felt as if every decision she made needed his silent approval. Lily began stepping back from activities she once enjoyed. She skipped group outings and turned down invitations from classmates who wondered why she suddenly seemed distant. Those who knew her best sensed something was wrong, but Lily brushed off their concerns with vague explanations about being busy or tired. The truth was more complicated. She felt caught between guilt for hiding such a serious secret and fear of how the coach might react if she pushed him away. Rumors started forming when the school janitor noticed Lily leaving the gym far later than usual on multiple nights. A few students spotted the coach's car parked in unexpected places, raising suspicions that something unusual was happening. Whispered conversations began spreading, though nobody had proof of anything. Still, the unease around Lily grew stronger. Meanwhile, Coach Hayes became increasingly paranoid. He feared the truth would slip out through a careless glance or a poorly timed comment. The stress of hiding the relationship tightened around him like a rope. Instead of stepping back, he clung even harder to Lily, convinced he would lose everything if she distanced herself. Lily felt trapped between wanting to end the relationship and fearing the consequences. She sensed the situation spiraling beyond her control, but didn't know how to stop it. Every day added more tension, building toward a breaking point neither of them saw coming. The rainy Friday evening felt heavier than usual, as if the sky itself sensed the tension Lily carried. After months of secrecy and strain, she had finally decided to end the relationship with Coach Hayes. She spent the entire school day rehearsing what she planned to say, hoping to free herself from the situation that had grown far too complicated and frightening. By the time practice ended, her mind was set. She didn't want to continue living with fear, guilt, and confusion. Most of the team left early because of the storm, their laughter fading down the hallway. Lily stayed behind, pretending she needed extra time to tidy equipment. She waited until the building felt empty before sending a brief message asking the coach to meet her in the gym. She hoped the familiar setting would help her stay calm. Instead, the quiet space only amplified her nerves. The floor glistened under the bright overhead lights, and every sound echoed sharply through the room. Outside, rain pounded against the windows, creating a steady hum that made the gym feel isolated from the rest of the world. Lily paced near the bleachers, rehearsing the words she hoped would bring her freedom. She believed honesty would be enough. She believed ending the relationship would allow both of them to move on. She had no idea how wrong she was. Late into the night, neighbors who lived near the school noticed the gym lights unusually bright, but assumed someone forgot to switch them off. No one suspected a tense meeting was taking place inside, one that would soon lead to something irreversible. When Lily failed to return home that night, her parents grew alarmed. By morning, the school was buzzing with concern. Teachers made calls, students searched hallways, and authorities began looking for answers. What investigators eventually found inside the gym would unravel the secret that Lily had tried so desperately to escape. Detectives arrived at Evergreen High early in the morning, focusing first on the gym since it was the last place Lily had been seen. The building felt unnaturally quiet, the air heavy with the smell of cleaning supplies and damp fabric. As officers moved the mats and equipment, they noticed something unusual. One of the large cheer mats was slightly out of place, its corner lifted just enough to catch attention. When they pulled it back, the discovery was immediate and devastating. Lily's body lay hidden beneath the layers, showing clear signs of a violent struggle. The injuries revealed that she had fought hard to protect herself. Bruises on her arms and defensive marks across her hands painted a horrifying picture of what she endured. Detectives quickly sealed off the area, treating the gym as a crime scene. They collected fibers, footprints, and any object that seemed disturbed. The terrible sight left no doubt that this was not an accident. Security footage became the next crucial piece of evidence. When investigators reviewed the recordings, they saw Lily entering the gym shortly after practice ended. A few minutes later, Coach Hayes appeared on camera, walking into the same space. He didn't exit for almost an hour. When he finally emerged, he carried a large sports bag and moved with an unusual stiffness, avoiding areas lit by exterior lamps as he crossed the parking lot. Later that afternoon, officers found a discarded sports bag in a dumpster behind a gas station several miles away. Inside were blood-stained clothes matching what Hayes wore in the footage, and one of Lily's bracelets tucked into the bottom. The items were enough to raise immediate suspicion, but Hayes denied involvement when questioned. He claimed he had left the gym long before anything happened and insisted someone else must have entered afterward. Despite his denial, the evidence pointed directly toward him. Yet investigators felt something was missing, something that didn't fit the timeline. When they reviewed the footage once more, searching frame by frame, they uncovered a shadowy figure that changed the direction of the entire investigation. The discovery of the mysterious shadow on the footage forced investigators to slow down and rethink everything they had assumed. At first glance, the figure appeared almost impossible to identify. It moved quickly and stayed near the edges of the hallway, where the lighting was weakest. Detectives enhanced the footage and analyzed the movement frame by frame until a clearer shape emerged. The person was smaller than Coach Hayes, wearing a jacket with a recognizable stripe on the sleeve. That detail matched only one student on the cheer team, Maya Holloway. Maya's presence at the school late that night raised immediate questions. She had not been scheduled for extra practice, and no one recalled her staying behind after the team had left. Detectives brought her in for questioning. Though she tried to appear calm, her nervous shifting and hesitant answers suggested she was hiding something. A search of her room uncovered a notebook filled with harsh comments about Lily, comparing their performances and complaining about the attention Lily received from the coach and the team. These writings hinted at deep jealousy. Further investigation revealed that Maya had discovered the secret relationship weeks earlier. She had seen Lily leaving the gym after hours and recognized the coach's car parked nearby. Instead of confronting Lily directly, she kept the information to herself, allowing resentment to build. Messages found on her phone showed she felt replaced and overshadowed. The anger she tried to suppress grew into an obsession with exposing the truth. On the night of the incident, Maya followed Lily into the gym, driven by a storm of jealousy and desperation. What began as a confrontation turned into a chaotic struggle. In the heat of the moment, Maya pushed Lily, causing her to fall in a way that delivered the fatal injury. Frozen with shock, she fled the scene, leaving Lily behind. Coach Hayes arrived shortly after, discovering the aftermath. Terrified that the exposure of their relationship would destroy his life, he made the reckless decision to hide the body rather than call for help. The truth revealed that both were responsible, one for the deadly fall, and the other for turning a tragedy into a crime. The arrests of Maya and Coach Hayes sent shockwaves through Evergreen High and the entire town. News traveled quickly, drawing reporters, parents, and former students to the school gates. The community struggled to accept that two people who had been part of their daily lives were involved in such a devastating chain of events. What began as a hidden relationship spiraled into jealousy, fear, and irreversible consequences. Lily's death became the center of conversations in classrooms, homes, and local businesses, leaving everyone uneasy about how easily the truth had been overlooked. Maya faced charges for causing Lily's death, though investigators acknowledged that the fatal injury had been the result of an impulsive push rather than a planned attack. Still, her decision to flee instead of calling for help deepened the tragedy. Counselors who reviewed her notebooks and messages described her emotional state as unstable and overwhelmed by jealousy, but none of this excused her actions. The weight of knowing that a moment of uncontrolled anger had taken a life would follow her forever. Coach Hayes faced a different set of consequences. His choice to hide Lily's body, dispose of evidence, and continue lying during the investigation exposed a level of selfishness that shocked even those who once admired him. The illegal relationship, already a serious violation, became even more disturbing once the full story came out. He was charged with evidence tampering, abuse of authority, and contributing to the circumstances that allowed the tragedy to occur. The town that once praised him now viewed him as a symbol of betrayal. Evergreen High struggled to rebuild its reputation in the aftermath. Administrators introduced stricter rules for staff-student interactions, increased security measures, and expanded mental health support. Teachers felt a renewed responsibility to watch for signs of distress or unusual behavior among students. Lily's family chose to honor her memory by creating a scholarship for young athletes who showed passion and kindness, qualities she was known for. Her loss became a painful reminder that hidden relationships, unchecked jealousy, and ignored warning signs can create disasters no one ever expects. The tragedy left a permanent mark on the community, proving that even the safest places can hide dangerous secrets.